What's up, Giants fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I want to talk about the latest addition to the Giants coaching staff in the hire of Chad Hall. He will be the assistant quarterbacks coach for the New York Football Giants. Previously served as the wide receivers coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars under Doug Peterson's staff this past season. Now, Hall replaces Christian Jones, who left the Giants for the Cleveland Browns. He will be their tight ends coach, Jones, that is. And Hall is a young guy. He comes in with a familiarity of this regime. 38 years old. He was with the Bills from 2017 to 2022. So he spent some time there. He was their wide receivers coach from 2019 to 2022, an offensive assistant prior to that. So Joe Shane was in Buffalo from 17 to 22. Daboll from 18 to the beginning of 22 as well. So, he's been around the block. He's been a wide receivers coach now at two different stops. Now he's going to be the assistant quarterbacks coach. Played in 25 NFL games from 2010 to 2013. If you're a Giants fan, this name may bring a recollection to your brain. He played 24 games for the Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, and Jacksonville Jaguars, had 16 career catches. More of a return specialist. I do vaguely remember going up against him when he was in Philly. Another fun fact, he is the brother-in-law of Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. So there's been rumors circulating. It's been the agenda. The agenda that's been pushed over the last few days is that Matthew Stafford could be a potential trade target of the New York Giants because, of course, the Rams have officially put Cooper Kupp on the trade market. That does not make Matthew Stafford happy, does not make his wife happy. Stafford is, big market guy. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams. They're looking to get younger. We'll see if this Chad Hall addition to the coaching staff could potentially foreshadow who the Giants' future quarterback is for 2025. If I had to take my money on it right now, I think Matthew Stafford is a top 5 candidate in my personal opinion, but you would have to trade for him. He's currently under the same contract as Daniel Jones as far as years and money, but the cap hit would be different. He'd be a $27 million cap hit for the Giants in 2025, significantly less than what Daniel Jones would have been, and the play is superior. So I think that helps bringing in a Super Bowl winning quarterback. However, I think if you are the Giants, you're going to have to draft a rookie as well behind him to sit and learn for a year or two, if that is the move. But yeah, and he'll be 37 by the time the season starts. So again, short term. But we'll see. Chad Hall, happy that he's here. Had to fill a void. Well done. So though with those Stafford rumors, though, I think that sort of bodes the question who the next quarterback is going to be, because we know Drew Lock is an unrestricted free agent. Tommy DeVito is restricted. He'll be back. Of course, Daniel Jones is gone, long gone at this point. But when you look at the market, I don't see the Giants overpaying for Sam Darnold. I don't see Zach Wilson returning to MetLife in a different uniform, although that could be an option. Trey Lance, I don't see coming here. Jacoby Brissett and Taylor Heineke are old veterans who have not been very successful. Marcus Mariota is a name that intrigues some. He doesn't really intrigue me. Drew Lock is 28. We've had the Drew Lock experiment here. We know he's not the long-term answer. He had one good game. Andy Dalton, 37 years old, could be an option. But again, I don't know if you want to go that old. Jarrett Stidham, no. A lot of people like Justin Fields. I don't think Justin Fields has the arm strength to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Hence why he was benched when Russell Wilson was back healthy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson is a name that does intrigue me, but I don't know how good he is anymore. I don't know how much gas he has left in the tank. Names that do intrigue me. Jameis Winston, 31 years old. Could be a potential option. We know that he is a turnover machine, but he is the definition of Jekyll and Hyde. He'll throw 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, 300 yards. I can live with the picks if he wins his football games, but I'm also that type of fan that will probably be screaming for his head come week 4 or week 5. So he's not my number one. Carson Wentz, a guy who, quite frankly, was really, really good before his unfortunate ACL injury. So I think Carson Wentz is a name at 32 years old, backup for the Chiefs this season. That could potentially be a stopgap option. And then there's Mac Jones, who I don't like, 26 years old. And Jimmy Garoppolo is one of my top three options. He's 33. He's played in the Super Bowl. He's not awful. I think he would work well with Brian Dable and be a stopgap option. And then Joe Flacco. Flacco's 40. Not the worst idea to bring him in here, being that he is a South Jersey guy, grew up an Eagles fan. But I do think that Flacco, with the way he's played the last 2 years, would certainly be an option. He outplayed Anthony Richardson with the Colts. The Browns and Stefanski mentioned they regret letting him go after helping Cleveland to the playoffs in 2023. So realistically, my top three options in order, I would go, believe it or not, Garoppolo 1, Flacco 2, Winston 3. And then to round out my top five, I would put Matthew Stafford 4, Russ 5. Now, this has nothing to do with the play. This has everything to do with the situation that I think the Giants are in. I think Flacco is a little bit more suited to groom than Stafford is. I think Stafford's going to want to come in and be a starter for another 2 or 3 years. That's not the reality. Garoppolo, I think, follows a similar track as Flacco, and I think he is a really good team player option. And then Carson Wentz is very familiar with the NFC East. So hence why those are two of my top three options. Jameis Winston is number 3. Just because he's a funny dude. I'm not in love with the guy, but, he can't hurt. So, with Matthew Stafford rumors afloat, I rank him 4th out of the top 5 quarterback options I have personally for the Giants in 2025. Lastly here, Sheduer Sanders has a top 30 visit scheduled with the New York Giants. He will visit with the Browns first and with the Giants second. Guys, I'm going to be fully honest with you. Sheduer Sanders is getting drafted by the Browns. Cam Ward's going to the Titans. Sheduer Sanders is going to the Browns. There's not going to be a quarterback available for the Giants at 3. However, if the Giants like what they see in Sheduer, they may try to trade up to either number 1 or number 2. It is an option. They tried to do this last year with the Patriots. Did not work. And the Giants need a quarterback. Joe Shane, Brian Dable is next around the line. If you get a veteran here that keep you competitive this year, win you games, you got a rookie, you buy yourself some more time. So I think if the Giants fall in love with Sheduer Sanders, he could be an option. I think the media is pushing this narrative that the Giants are really psyched with Sheduer. Personally, I think Ward and Dart are both better options for the Giants. I'm not saying Dart's a better prospect than Sheduer. He's not. But I think those two would fit what the Giants are looking for a lot better. Unfortunately, I don't think Ward will be there. I think he's off to Tennessee. And then I think Sheduer is probably going to Cleveland. That's how I see it right now. If it changes, we'll definitely figure this out. But visiting the facility too, you're going to be visiting one facility that has 4 Super Bowls, another facility that has none. So I do think that carries some weight. Or Sheduer could turn around and say, look, I want to make history. I think there's more opportunity here for Cleveland for me to turn this team around. You got a 2-time coach of the year in Kevin Stefanski. You got a really good offensive line there. You got running backs in Jerome Ford and Nick Chubb. If they bring those guys back, David Njoku's there. So, look, there are options in Cleveland as well. With the Giants, it's like the O-line is inconsistent. They have good players, but Malik Neighbors is the real pitch. And that's what I think it comes down to, right? What does Sheduer want more? Does he want Cleveland or does he want New York? Being that he played for Colorado, I don't think he cares so much about where he plays. I think he cares more about who he's surrounded by and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Chad Hall added to the Giants coaching staff as an assistant QB's coach. Matthew Stafford, rumors heating up. Is it all smoke? I don't know. I want to hear what you think in the comments section below. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. Ring the bell for notifications. Smash that like button, and I will catch you all on the next video. Without further ado, let's go Big Blue.